beautiful yogis, and thank you for practicing today. Today, the practice is as fast or as slow paced as you want it to be. You know that you can drop to the mat. You know that you can hang out at the first part of the pose. Tune into your body, listen to your breathing, and decide what's right for you. The one thing I will do in the practice today is ask you to concentrate on your breathing, but when thoughts come into your mind, I want you to name them. When you wake up and you feel like you are suddenly conscious from a group of thoughts about shopping or cleaning or cooking or working or whatever else, name the thought. Just look at it. Thought, thinking. Don't judge. But let's see how many times we can come back into our body and back into our practice. So studies have shown that 97% of the thoughts that we think are recycled thoughts from the day before. Yoga is a great way to be able to catch those thoughts. And each time you catch them, very likely they don't come back, or they come back a lot softer. Let's enjoy the practice today. Go at your own pace and catch those thoughts, and let's start living in the now and helping each other to come back to the now a little bit more. I look forward to practicing with you, and I will see you on the mat. Welcome, beautiful yogis. So come to a kneeling position on your mat, please. You can use a block or a bolster or a cushion or anything under your seat if you do have sore knees. And if that doesn't help, just come to sitting. Close down the eyes. Straight away, move your mind to your breath and watch the breath as it travels from the belly into the chest and up to the collarbones. Exhaling, letting the breath run all the way through, back down to the belly. Come back to catching your thoughts. Name your thoughts and don't judge them. I'm going to expand the breath now a little bit more. So inhaling and bringing the breath all the way up to the top of the breath, and then holding for 2 counts. Exhaling and bringing the breath all the way through the chest and back through to the belly, and holding the breath there. Keep going, counting your breath. And maybe you count to a count of 3 and hold for 2. Maybe you can extend that breath to a count of 4. The breath I want you to think about is the breath at the very top and the bottom. Those 2 seconds of total silence. And regardless of any thoughts that come in, if you can think about nothing in those 2 seconds, keep the silence, then you've truly come into a full body and breath meditation. So I'll stop speaking now for another minute. Anybody that finds it hard to concentrate on the breath, just place a hand on the belly and feel the sensations of the belly rising and falling. taking the breath a little bit deeper now. Coming back into the room. And when you're ready, just gently open up the eyes. Keep them nice and soft. So straight away we're going to come into cat-cow position, ready to go through that flow. So please spread the fingers really wide, middle finger facing the front. Make sure that your wrists are in line with your elbows, knees in line with the hips. Pull in on the pelvic floor. And just ground in this position. Feel the back of the feet pressing into the mat, and feel the hands as they push the earth away. Tune into the areas of your body that are holding you up. Inhaling, drop the belly, bring the chest through and look up. Exhale, push the mat away, arch the spine and look between the legs into cat. Inhale, dropping the belly, tailbone to the sky, looking up into cow. Exhaling, coming back through to cat. Keep rolling through this moving meditation. Concentrate on how when you exhale and inhale, the shoulders move up and down the back. So today is very much focused on flow, on a gentle dance in our practice. So let your body be fluid. And coming back to tabletop, start doing big circles with the body, inhaling all the way around. And exhaling onto the other side. Keep the head looking gently between the legs. Come back to center. And let's take it in the opposite direction. This time, lift the chin. So you're feeling a stretch through your neck as well. And when you're ready, come back to still. Slide your buttocks back to your heels. Stretch your arms out into extended child's pose. And place your forehead on the mat. Your big toes can touch. Feel the stretch all the way from your fingertips to your tailbone. And remember to catch any thoughts that come into your mind. On the inhale, now pull yourself all the way up. Now let's exhale, coming down straight away into cobra pose, bending the elbows, coming onto the mat, and then inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, coming all the way back down to the mat, and you're going to bend back into your knees and push into your arms, coming back into extended child's pose. So let's go through and do that a few more times. Coming up into tabletop, bending the arms all the way down, and pushing up into cobra. Exhaling down, pushing back to child's. And one more time, please. And then just coming to rest with your head on the mat. Bring the arms out into Sphinx pose. So line the elbows and the shoulders up on top of each other. And really open your fingers so they're nice and wide. And you can open your feet to the edges of the mat as well. Feel into the pubic bone as it pushes into the mat, lightening the load on your lower back. So if our backs are curved, we'll feel an arching through here. But when you push your pubic bone into the mat, it lifts you up. Pull back on the hands now and bring the chest forward. And then exhale, come to rest. And again, please pull back on the hands and bring the chest forward. And exhale, coming to rest. Lifting the left hand up now, open the fingertips and come up onto the left hand. Breathe into this opening. And let's go onto the right hand, please. Open the right hand, bring it in front of you. And then come back down. And then you're going to lift both hands up. And exhale all the way back down. Take your hands behind you and interlace the fingers. Bring the feet together and pressing the backs of the feet into the mat. Reach your hands all the way behind you and inhale your head up. Keep your eyes looking at the ground. Keep the shoulders on the back. Pull the arms away. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. And if you want to, lift your feet up at the back as well. Exhale, come down. Inhale, either lift the head up and stay there, or lift the head and feet up at the same time. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, please. Inhale. Exhale. Take your right hand now and put your right hand out beside you. I want you to take your left hand and lift your left foot and hold on to your left ankle with your hand. You're going to inhale and lift your head and your leg up at the same time. Make sure the neck is soft. Exhale, come down. Inhale to lift up. Kick your foot away from you. Exhale, come down. Let's go to the other side now. Lifting the right leg, hold the ankle. And on the inhale, bring yourself up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. You can either stay here and have a rest, or you can take your ankles with both hands now. Keep the legs together as much as you can. Inhale, come up.
exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. And now hold. Just for a couple of seconds. Push the feet away and let the breath rock your body. And exhale, come down to the mat. Bring your hands under your head. Put your head to the side and just relax. And now take your hands and pull back to extended child's pose. And then very gently pull yourself back up to a kneeling position once more. This time, hold on to your knees as you come up. Pull with your back and your knees in two opposite directions and feel the stretch. And then gently come up. Now we'll get ready to come into some Surya Namaskars at the front of the mat. Stand with the feet hip distance or together, whatever feels good in your body. But lift and flare the toes, place them down one by one. Push the earth away with your feet. Pull up the knees, pull in through the pelvic floor, lift and lengthen through the body. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. And come to stillness in mountain pose. On the next inhale, let's raise the arms to the air and look up. Pull the shoulders back away from the ears. Exhale, coming all the way back down. Inhaling, coming up. And exhaling, coming down. This time we're going to bring some knee movement into it. So inhaling, bend in the knees and lift the arms up. Standing all the way tall and looking up. Exhaling, bend back through the knees and bring the head down. Inhaling again, you may want to sweep your arms this time. So we're moving with the breath. Exhaling. And inhaling. And exhaling. And now inhaling one more time. Look up and just mini back bend all the way back. And then we're going to exhale, come all the way down to the floor. So you can keep a bend in your knees. Roll the head in last. And now inhale, flat back, look out to the distance. Pick the right foot up now and put it all the way to the back of the mat. And bring your right knee down. Inhale, straight away the arms go up. And exhale, the arms come down. Inhale, they go up. And exhale, they come down. Bring the hands down to the floor. Lift the back knee and step back to plank. Straight away now, we're going to bring the knees down, chest and chin. And set up for cobra pose. Push the backs of the feet into the ground. Inhale yourself up. And exhale, come down. One more time, please. Inhale yourself up. And exhale, come down. Your choice to go back into child's pose or to hook the toes now and inhale yourself all the way back up to plank. exhaling into first downward dog. When we meet in downward dog, straight away walk out your dog. Feel the lengthening of the legs. Enjoy the stretch. And come really softly into this pose. You may hear the clicking of my ankles. You may hear the clicking of your own ankles. Just enjoy. And when you're ready, lift up onto your toes and exhale, pushing the heels a little bit further towards the ground, bringing the chest closer and lifting the tailbone up a little bit higher to make your first A-frame. Inhale now, come up onto the toes once more, and I want you to pivot your toes towards each other, so you're pigeon-toed. Now bend into the knees and look forward. If you're attempting to do a little hop or a jump forward, this is the perfect stance to do it in, because you're protecting your feet and you're giving yourself a little bit more bounce. So look forward to the front of your hands, bend into your knees, your feet are pigeon-toed, and just try doing a very little bunny hop forward to get you to the front of the mat. Exhale, head comes down. The reason that it's fantastic to pivot the toes in together is when you go to jump to the front of your mat, it will give you a lot more spring. So let's now step back into downward dog once more, and we're going to practice that again. So pivot the toes towards each other, bend the knees, look to the front of your mat and try a little bunny hop forward, landing as gently and as softly as you can. Don't worry if you made a big bang coming forward. You just want to keep practicing until eventually you can hardly hear your toes as they hit the mat. So bend into the knees now. Let's come and rise all the way to the top. Look up and exhale, hands through heart. And straight away, let's inhale the arms all the way up again. Little back bend. Exhale the arms all the way down to the floor once more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, roll your head in. When you roll your head in, if your hands are on the floor, push with your hands to bring your head closer. Now lifting the left leg up, let's bring it all the way to the back of the mat. Pop the knee down and inhale, the arms come all the way up. And exhale, the arms come down. Come with that flow once more. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, the arms come down. Place your hands on the mat, lift the back knee, step back to plank. And this time, let's very slowly come all the way down to the mat, but just hold yourself halfway with your elbows and then bring yourself down. Coming up into cobra pose, inhale up, exhale down, once more please. Inhale up, exhale down. And then your choice to take you back into downward dog. If you're coming with me, flex the toes, inhale, pull up to plank, exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. And this time, inhale your left leg all the way up to the sky. Bend through the knees and open the hips. Look under your left arm as you do it. Stack your left hip on top of your right hip. And now inhale back to center. Even the hips and bring the leg down. And inhaling right leg all the way up. And then stack the hips, Bend the leg, look under the arm. Pushing evenly through both hands. And then inhaling the leg back up, even the hips again, and come back to downward facing dog. Straight away, we're going to pivot our toes towards each other, bend into the knees, look to your hands, and take as many little bunny hops as it takes to get you to the front of the mat. Exhale into forward fold. Bend into the knees. And inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. This time bringing the hands through to the heart and straight down into Tadasana. Close down the eyes. And just listen to the breath. How many thoughts did you catch before you took a little leap and jumped into forward fold? Opening up the eyes again. Let's inhale. Arms come all the way up, look up. Exhaling, swan dive all the way down. Inhaling to flat back. This time putting the hands onto the mat, bend into the knees, and we're going to attempt to hop back very gently into plank. If this is not in your practice, just step back. But if you'd like to come a little bit further, make sure again your toes are touching and your heels are slightly further apart, so you're pigeon-toeing your feet once more. Bend into the elbows just a little bit so they're soft. And when you're ready, take a little jump back to the top of a push-up. And then exhale, come all the way down, catching your body halfway, and then down to the floor. You can come up into Cobra Pose now. And exhale down. And then straight away bring your hands down to your lower ribs, elbows tuck in. And you're going to come up into upward facing dog. So pulling up with your body, lifting through the backs of your feet and pulling your chest forward. Upward facing dog. Getting ready to roll over the toes now into downward facing dog. Taking as long as you like to get there. Taking some deep breaths. You're going to inhale your left leg up now, but as the hip tries to open, bring it back down so it's even. Push into your hands. Keeping the hips even is one of the hardest things to do, but one of the best practices to get into. It ensures your body is even on both sides. And energy pushes through from your hands all the way through to your heel. Then exhale your foot down. Inhale the right foot up now. Again, make sure your hip is not turned. Bring the hip back down. Push through the hands. Bring that energy all the way through to the right heel. And then bring the leg down. Come forward into plank. And this time, it's your choice. Either come all the way down to the mat or come through a chaturanga. Exhaling, bringing yourself into half a push-up. And inhaling, rolling over the toes into upward facing dog. Anywhere you get there, come into downward facing dog now. Rolling back over the toes and pushing your hips all the way to the back of the room. Come down onto the knees now. Take your right foot and bring it up in between your hands. You may want to shuffle the back knee down the mat slightly. Feel a stretch now, but with the left hip, pull it forward slightly. So you're evening the hips once again. You can stay here, or you can bring the hands all the way up once more. And look up. Feel into your hips. Now bring the right hand down to the mat and take the left arm and bring it behind you. Stay here or lift the left foot up, holding on to the back of the toes. Even your hips, catch your thoughts, and then exhale, leg down, bring the left arm all the way back and over. Stretch into this hip, and then bring the leg all the way back. I'm going to come into it on the left side. So lifting the left leg up and popping it forward. Even the hips, and exhale into this lunge. If you're coming further, lift up the hands. And then bring the left hand down to the mat. And the right hand reaches all the way back. You can stay here. You can lift up your right foot and hold on to your foot or your toe and just feel that stretch. Now think about the hips when you're in this position. Move the right hip forward and scoot the left hip back. If this is uncomfortable on the knees, then tune into your body. Adjust or let go of your foot. Exhaling, let's all let go of the foot and bring the hands all the way back around to frame the foot at the front. Press into the back toes now to bring you up, and you may want to scoot the back foot forward a little bit. I want you to look straight away because we're going into a heel to heel alignment. So if your heels are in line, you can keep the back foot placed on the floor and come all the way up into warrior one. So come up first and then bend into the front knee. Look down and see that you can see your first and your second toe. Press into the back foot, push into the front foot. And now bring the hands all the way to the back and clasp them together and then pull them up and back. You may want to release your index finger to give you a little bit more stretch. Straight away now, we're going to roll our arms all the way up and all the way back, pivot on the back foot, and bring the knee back down to the mat and change sides. So the left knee comes down, the right foot steps up. And you're going to lift the back leg. Make sure the heels are in alignment. And when you're ready, inhale all the way up into Warrior One. So bring your hands behind you, index fingers popping out and looking up. Pressing energy from the back of the left foot into the front of the right foot. And exhaling, let's come all the way back down once more. And this time, put the left knee on the mat and walk your hands back into half splits. Before you come into this, even the hips, you can put the front foot forward a little bit more and flex into that leg. And then exhale, let's walk down. Keep your back as straight as you can. Push the ground away with your hands. Remember to pull the left hip forward slightly. Catch your thoughts. And now come forward. And you're going to lengthen the back leg out. You can keep the toe flexed. Lean into the right hand and inhale, coming all the way up and over. And exhale, coming back down. Now we're going to change feet. So press into your hands, come back into a tabletop position, and then bring the left leg forward, setting up for Ardha Hanumanasana. Even up your hips. And when you're ready, walk down the mat. And bring the right hip a little bit more forward and the left hip slides back. You'll find that you feel different on both sides. One side of your body is always a little bit tighter. So breathe into that area. And then coming back up, straightening out the back leg, but keeping the toes tucked under. You're going to move your left hand off the mat and inhale the right arm all the way up and all the way over. Opening up and enjoying the stretch. And then exhaling the hand all the way down. We're going to transition now back into plank. So lift the back leg and bring the front leg all the way back to meet it. Flushing through in a vinyasa, coming down into cobra, or coming through upward facing dog. We will meet in downward dog. Pivoting the toes now, bending the knees. Look forward to the front of the mat and your choice of just how to get there. Forward fold, taking the hands and holding the back of the calves, just bringing the forehead that little bit closer to your legs. Now I want you to lift up your toes and stand on both palms. And exhale, bend the elbows. Bring the head forward a little bit more. Being very careful with your balance, taking one hand out and then the other, and rolling up really gently, vertebra by vertebra. Now turning to the side edge of your mat, going to come into a balancing pose now, tuning in to your body now, pushing both feet into the earth, and just push a little bit more in your left leg as you lift the right leg, wrap your arms around the leg, give it a little squeeze. And what you're going to do is take your peace fingers of your right hand and hold your right toes, and you can stay exactly here if this is good for you. If you'd like to go a little bit further, let's see if we can, on the breath, straighten out the right leg. And don't worry if you don't straighten it out. I'd rather the knee be bent, that your hips be even. So tune into the hips. Pulling the right hip back and then bend the leg. You can bring your foot to the floor if you like and have a break. Or now you can bring your foot out to the side. So the knee comes out. Keep your gaze on the drishti spot. And if it feels right for you, take it a little bit further by straightening out your side leg. You can bring your hand all the way up to balance you out if you like to. And then exhale, come down. And you can relax your foot down to the ground. I like to close my eyes whenever I've done a balancing on one foot. I think then you feel the effects coming through the body. And opening the eyes once more. Let's lean a little bit now into the right foot. Lift the left leg. You're always going to be different on one side. You're always going to be a little bit more wobblier. So you can stay here. You can take the peace fingers of your left hand, put your right hand on your hip. Straighten out your hips and exhale the left leg forward. So if you've exhaled your left leg forward, pull back on the left arm. Push forward on the right hip. Catch your thoughts. Bring your leg back in. You can stay here. Or you can open your foot out to the side. Option to extend the leg. Lengthen the body. Breathe. back to center, bringing the foot down, close the eyes. And opening the eyes once more. So coming into Warrior 3 now. You're going to stand on your right foot and gently bend into the left leg. Bring the hands all the way up to frame the ears. You can come down as low as you like. Even if you've barely lifted the left leg off the mat, it doesn't matter, it's your practice. Pivot forward as your left leg acts as a pendulum. Keep a flex in your left foot and tune into your hips. Reach your body in 2 separate directions. And then exhale, come back up. Bring the arms down. Take a deep breath and let it out the mouth. Pressing a little bit now into the left foot, bend into the right. Lift the hands all the way up. And exhale, you're going to kick back with your right foot. And then come back up. And don't worry if you have a little bit of a wobble. Bring the arms down. Inhale, exhale through the mouth. And now let's come down onto the ground. So coming into a seated position. Just going to push down on our knees. We've done a lot of balancing, a lot of stretching. So push your legs away and it will whack and stretch the hip area. So now opening the legs. Coming into a very gentle flow now. We're going to put our left hand against our leg, our foot, our calf, wherever it will go. Inhaling the right hand all the way up and all the way over, feeling into the stretch. Enjoy, relax. And now coming all the way back, we're going to the opposite side, straight away. Take note of your left hip and open it up just a little bit more. And now come back and we're going over to the other side once more. And this time option to bend the elbow and hold the back of the head. Open the chest. And then coming all the way to the other side. Option to open the chest once more. And then coming up. And then coming forward. So on the breath, just gently coming forward. Keeping your hands here. Or if you want to open your hands, you can hold onto your legs or your feet. Make sure there's no pulling. And bring your body down. And then slowly coming up. Turn to your right leg and just give it some gentle squeezes all the way through the thigh, down the calf. Gently squeezing into the leg. If you can Squeeze into the foot as well. That's great. If you can't quite reach, that's no worries at all. Coming on to the left side. This is a great way to massage the body, but also to connect. A lot of the time it can be in our head, working with our body, and this just brings us back and joins us, mind, body, heart, soul connection. Coming into a few gentle twists now. Let's pull the right foot into the groin. Take the left leg and bring the left leg up. Put the foot on the floor, or bring the foot all the way over the knee. Sit up nice and straight. Bring your left hand behind you and lift the right arm. And then bring the right arm all the way over the left leg. Push the elbow in to the thigh as you lift and lengthen. Close the eyes and breathe into your stretch. If you'd like to go a little bit further, take the left hand and bend the arm and tuck the fingers into the top of your right hip. And then coming back to center. Inhaling, opening the legs once more and changing sides. Left foot comes into groin. Right leg lifts or comes all the way over. Sit up nice and straight. This time bring your right hand behind you, left arm lifts, and gently twists on the exhale. Closing down the eyes, staying here or coming into the bind, bending the right elbow and hooking the hands on the inside of the left hip. And then gently coming back to center, making your way down onto the mat. Very slowly, being nice and gentle with yourself. Let's bend the legs and bring them in, give them a nice tight squeeze, and roll the knees around and around, enjoying the stretch and a gentle massage that comes into the lower back. Take it in the opposite direction now. And back into the chest. Hold it here. And I want you to push your knees away from your chest, but with your hands, draw them in closer. So you're really pushing in two separate directions. And you may find you might have a little bit of a wobble as the energy surges through the body. And then on the exhale, let your legs go and bring them down to the mat. Bring the left leg now all the way into the chest. Bring the left hand into a T and take the right hand and pull the left leg all the way over into a gentle spinal twist now. Lift the head and look over to the left hand if that's in your practice. And then bring the left leg back, give it another squeeze. Let's change legs. Lift the right leg up. Realign. Squeeze it into the chest. Open the right arm and then bring the right leg all the way over with your left hand. Keep the shoulders on the mat and choose to lift the head and look over if it feels good. Then bring the head all the way back. Tight squeeze of the knees. And let's come into Shavasana. So stretch out and be big in your space. Open your legs, open your hands, palms facing up. Lifting your shoulders off the ground, placing them back down, lifting the hips and the head, lengthening through the back of the neck. And when you're ready, close down the eyes. Stay laying with your eyes closed, exactly where you are. Feel as the corners of your body gently press into the mat. Feel the stillness envelop your body and come back to the breath. Keep your practice of catching any thoughts. Just muttering the words, thinking, or thought. Taking a brief body scan. Feel into your toes, your ankles, your knees and your calves, your thighs, pelvis, torso. Feel your spine on the mat, your shoulders as they melt, arms, and your hands. Feel your neck and your head. Relax your eyes, the muscles of your face, your jaw, and your mouth. Bring a gentle smile to your lips. Total body awareness. And when you're ready, feel the breath once again, coming through your body. Feel it in your tummy. Start to become more conscious of where you are. Bring some gentle movements into your hands and into your feet. own time, roll to the side of your mat and take a few breaths in recovery position. And then make your way back into a cross-legged position, keeping your eyes closed. Notice how you feel. Notice the peace that comes into your body. And notice how many thoughts you caught today. It's very interesting to watch our thoughts and realize that we're not our thoughts. We're very lucky to be able to think, and that's what makes us human. But we are not the thoughts that come into our head. So with this, please bring your hands to your heart. Bow your head to your hands and thank yourself for being here today. I very much look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.